This video is sponsored by Pedal. Go to pedalcard.com/browntable to find out more and get started right away. There's something special about simple movies, more specifically, simple superhero movies. If you've ever heard the expression, the simpler the better, that saying reminds me a lot of what 2000's superhero movies were. Simple and concise. Films like Spider-Man, X-Men, Batman Begins, even all the way to Iron Man. They were simple stories that weren't focusing on being grand epics or interweaving multiple plot lines from other movies or teasing a future installment extremely heavily. These films were way more like character studies, more focused on the characters that inhabit a world rather than the world surrounding a character. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with focusing more on plot. It just feels as if these past years, the superhero movie market has been extremely crowded with movies more focused on a connected universe rather than a single individual, the driving force of a story. Up until now, actually, surprisingly and thankfully, films like Spider-Verse and Bumblebee completely tore away from the established formula. The formula now being make things huge and connected with maybe a sassy main character thrown in there, and took a page from 2000's movies, which were more focused on making a character relatable to the audience, sarcastic or not, and making the audience care about their journey, their struggle. DC's Joker also seems to be heading in this direction. And again, there's nothing wrong with making things huge and connected and having a sassy main character, but it's refreshing to see an older concept and execution of the superhero narrative told today, with a fresher perspective, and a viewpoint that accepts the caricaturistic nature of superheroes and comic books, rather than having the superheroes all don leather.
You actually go outside in these things?
What would you prefer? Yellow spandex?
So now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about Shazam, because Shazam was absolutely excellent.
Oh, snap!
There's of course pacing issues, and the visual effects. Other than that, though, Shazam is completely character-focused. So character-focused, in fact, that the movie actually begins with the antagonist of the film, allowing the audience to understand the antagonist's point of view, as well as introducing us to several important characters that we see later on in the film. It isn't some sort of flashback that is meant to indicate some sort of plot element, like, for example, Doctor Strange. It's a flashback which heavily explains why a character is that character. And honestly, for being a fantasy superhero movie, Shazam has some really incredibly serious and almost frightening moments layered throughout. Ashtor Angel as Billy Batson is some of the best casting I've ever seen. The character Billy Batson is very endearing while doing some incredibly douchey things. That's not just because the acting is excellent, but also because the audience goes on an emotional journey with Billy, one that can be sometimes sloppily edited, in my opinion, but once we reach his arc's climax, it is incredibly rewarding and satisfying. The film's driving theme is family, and that's what Billy Batson is searching for, really. He just doesn't really understand that yet. He wants to belong, and is searching for something in the incorrect way, but since he's so naive, and we spend the movie understanding why he feels this way, no one can really blame him. On the subject of family, Billy Batson's foster family feels extremely warm and friendly. They have squabbles amongst each other, but you can tell that they all do care about each other, and that's very hard to portray. Dillon Grazier as Freeman is probably the standout star in this film, and that's no exaggeration. The dude is very expressive and energetic and has a charisma about him that just cannot be ignored. And when he and Zachary Levy, or Zachary Levi, I say Levy, I have no idea, are in the same scene, the movie absolutely shines because they play off each other so naturally, it's phenomenal.
You want to try invisibility?
Forget it. Okay.
Oh my god! It worked!
Zachary Levy as Billy Batson's adult form, or Shazam, is marvelous. I think the toughest challenge for this movie was to make Zachary Levy and Ashtor Angel feel like the same person, because Shazam is just Billy in adult form. And this is always great. Every single time. It's not an ongoing gag, the fun shenanigans end at just the right time to keep things moving, and I respect the movie for not milking the whole big idea. So I keep talking about the main protagonists and their acting, but the truth is, every single person in this movie is fantastic in their role. Mark Strong as Dr. Sivana is definitely a standout. You know, it's weird, I don't want to really spoil too much, but he's great. He's actually threatening, his backstory is fantastic, and I wish Green Lantern succeeded because he would have been a great Sinestro. Supposedly, the direction DC is going now with their films is not really about cinematic universes, but more focused, character-driven solo films. And I love that, because it was frustrating to see DC think that Marvel's cinematic universe was the only way to achieve success, when there are multiple ways to reach the same outcome, the outcome being a lot of money. DC and Warner Brothers focusing on solo films not only helps the directors and writers focus on the story of said film, it also helps creatively. Marvel has a problem of not taking that many risks, cinematography-wise. The only risks I've really seen was James Gunn's, and even Guardians of the Galaxy had to have a muted color palette at first. And the Russos have been pretty much allowed to do what they want, so Infinity War and Endgame look like movies. Now, DC's next film, Joker, looks like a movie, and Shazam, while resembling what superhero movies are today visually, story-wise and emotionally, it plays completely different. The thing this movie has is heart, and not to pit Captain Marvels against each other, but I talked about this in my review for Captain Marvel, that the film has a very weak character arc, if you could even call it that. It was more moving from plot point to plot point and a lot of learning. Not much growing as a character, and the exact opposite happened in Shazam. The protagonist Billy Batson moves from plot point to plot point because he decides to do so. It feels very organic and less plotty. He's faced with a situation out of his control, and he has to come to terms with his newfound abilities, and also discover where his heart lies. Does he truly have a place he can call home? Is this family being forced upon him, or is he rejecting the idea of it because he's so completely absorbed by his idea of what a family is? The character of Billy Batson is fundamentally different at the end of the film, and I love his growth. I love Shazam's growth. Every single scene where he's learning to use his powers is brilliant, and I absolutely love that. I love that he actually learns to fly in this movie. Like he learns to do it. He doesn't just do it. I think every single movie with a learning to fly sequence is instantly like 10 times better, just because of that sequence.
Kill power.
Now, what I took from the movie is that the heart of the movie is Freddy, and he represents the family that Billy needs. He just doesn't know that yet, like I said. They have a conflict in the movie, and once that situation is resolved by Billy having an introspective moment, Billy embraces what he loves and who he is. Shazam is a fantastic film. It is the superhero family film of 2019, probably, unless Spider-Man Far From Home ends up even better and more wholesome, which I don't think will happen because Shazam has this angel, and oh my god, she's probably the funniest part of the movie. It really makes you want to have superpowers, and it really explores the idea of what a 14-year-old boy would do if he got superpowers. It's a fantasy, and then reality hits you, and it's just great. Also, the final scene of the movie is probably the cutest thing and the sickest thing you will ever see in 2019, and I am not exaggerating. And it's not the mid-credits scene, it's not that. Shazam is a blast, guys, and should honestly be seen by everyone. It's a simple story. A story of a character fitting in. It's a story of good versus evil. There's nothing excessively convoluted. There's a bunch of Easter eggs in the movie, but they're all for good fun and are not meant to be taken seriously, unlike Batman v Superman's Flash scene, which teased a movie that never happened, or Avengers Age of Ultron's tease for Infinity War, and etc., etc. It feels as if this is the beginning of the return of 2000's superhero films, and I can't wait. Whoa, is that a seamless sponsor integration? Yeah! Hello everybody, today's sponsor is Pedal. Have you ever heard of Pedal? No? Are you out of your mind? The Pedal card is a credit card without any fees that you can apply for without a credit history. Do you know who probably has a Pedal card? Probably not Billy Batson because he's a kid, but literally everyone else. If you're just starting to build your credit, Pedal's credit limits are way higher than the rest, ranging from $500 to $10,000. Pedal is also partnered with WebBank member FDIC to provide access to a Visa credit card. They use advanced technology, along with a simple modern mobile app experience designed to help you build credit. And when Pedal says no fees, they mean it. Even if you miss a payment, no annual fees, foreign transaction fees, or any other kinds of fees. They also let you automate your payments on their mobile app so you never miss one. Pedal also suggests you avoid interest charges entirely by paying in full each month. As of today, their variable APRs range from 15.24% to 26.24%. If you want to build your credit the right way, go to pedalcard.com/browntable. That's petalcard.com/browntable. Thanks so much, Pedal, for being today's sponsor, and thank you guys so much for watching the video. I've released the trailer for Interstellar Ranger Commence, which is the anime I'm working on. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. The 3,000 of you that have seen it, thank you so much. The 4 of you that have disliked it, go fuck yourself. Endgame's gonna come out next month, so I'm gonna watch that, maybe a video in May. Then Dark Phoenix is also coming. So yeah, thank you so much for coming to the table. Thank you for the 10,000 YouTube plaque thing, the award. That's crazy. I don't know if I even have space to put it up, but I'm going to. Somewhere. I mean 100,000 subscribers, not... I think I said 10,000? I meant 100,000. I'm getting confused with the Battle Card sponsorship. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Sharing this video is the greatest thing you could ever do to me. Share this with your siblings if you have any. Share this with your dog. I know dogs love YouTube videos. Again, thank you guys for coming to the table, and I'll see you all next time.